Hi Nathan, you just wrote a deep dive report on the cloud gaming market where you forecast revenues to grow more than tenfold to over $40 billion over the next decade. Now, before we get on to the revenue opportunities, what exactly is cloud gaming?
Cloud gaming is really a technology that lets gamers play from anywhere, even on devices that are not supposed to support gaming. Typically, you need to download a game before you can play it. Not to mention, there are some games which require high-end graphic card storage processing, but none of that would be relevant in the case of cloud gaming because you're essentially streaming a games over cloud with all the heavy lifting done at some remote servers or data centers that are equipped with top-notch computing power. All you would really need are simple devices. Even an Android 6 phone would work. And by the way, we are now at Android 14. And you might also need a strong internet connection. And there you go.
Okay, and what's driving this huge growth in the industry?
Forefront, I see, big moves from Microsoft and Nvidia, really the top two players in the cloud gaming market. Nvidia, as we all know, are leader in GPUs, and that is the chip that underpins all the computing power in the world. And he has been growing its GeForce cloud gaming service aggressively in emerging markets by offering free subscriptions. Can you imagine? And there are strong signs that Microsoft might follow suit with its expansion into emerging markets. Secondly, it's really the rise of emerging markets due to what I just mentioned, particularly India. Indians are already pursuing gaming as a career, and they actually are earning an annual salary that's at least double the country's GDP per capita. And thirdly, is really the cloud gaming revenue moving towards a model that's supported by advertising versus subscription fees. Platforms are expanding in emerging markets, and that's really the factor driving these shifts. And lastly, is the rising importance of mobile. There's a lot of incentives there. Smartphone users are expected to exceed 7 billion by the end of this year, double the 3.4 billion PC and console gamers combined. So that's a lot of addressable market there.
Okay, and you mentioned a couple of companies, Microsoft, Nvidia. Are these companies leading the charge?
Yeah, in fact, Microsoft has about 40% of the share in cloud gaming revenue globally in our scenario, which also sees it increasing over time as it continues to double down on cloud gaming. Nvidia is the second biggest player here. Is really due to its best-in-class technology when it comes to cloud streaming. And thirdly, Sony, much like Microsoft, has the advantage in content because they have a strong network of first-party or in-house development studios. And the trio could really command close to 70% of the market in 10 years we see. And there's a slight disruption that might come from Amazon, which is with its Luna service, which benefits from Amazon's strength in data centers as well as cloud.
And finally, is this the end of the console gaming market?
Now, death of the console is not a new topic of discussion, but there are recent developments that could be the final nail in the coffin for console gaming. It's really all down to what Microsoft is doing. It is effectively reducing reliance on the Xbox console by doubling down on subscription. It is effectively giving away the next Call of Duty game for free via its Game Pass subscription. And it also had earlier wanted to create a Chromecast-like device that lets users stream games without the need of a console. And lastly, multiple reports have suggested that Microsoft will stop market its Xbox console in Europe, Middle East, and Asia while keeping Game Pass and cloud streaming alive. Now, Microsoft has 40% market share, so what it does is effectively, in our view, killing the console over time.
Okay, and thank you for your insights, Nathan.